All right, and we're live. Welcome back to Film Bros University, everybody. You gotta do that every time, don't you? Jesus Christ. Okay. Oh man, what's this week? What is this week? Last night we got the chance to watch the Super Mario Brothers movie at midnight.
Wahoo!
He was not doing a lot of that though. I'll tell you that much. Chris Pratt was not doing a lot of that. We had the Blue Beetle trailer come out this week. Forgive me for the mispronunciation, but Matthew McFadyen, that's what it's spelled like. Matthew McFadyen from Succession, who plays Tom in Succession, he's cast in Deadpool 3. And Netflix has announced Scott Pilgrim as an anime with the entire original cast returning. So that's some big news right there. So I want to start off by talking about the Blue Beetle trailer. Came out like 2 days ago. We got to see it on the big screen too in IMAX, see how it really looked. What do you think?
Trash.
It looks pretty bad. It doesn't look good.
Yeah, I'm hoping that the trailer is trash and that the movie is good. This is kind of why I don't really like watching trailers, because then it'll set up an expectation for the movie that doesn't ring true when you see it. And I mean, like, even the best trailers are able to prevent you from feeling that, or they're able to capture the vibe of the movie without, I feel like, setting your expectations in a different way. Like, they'll cut, like, the way that they cut the Air movie was like the Air trailer was like a suspense thriller, like, will they sign Jordan?
Yeah.
Movie.
Yeah.
Like, and it wasn't necessarily what happened in the movie.
I mean, there were moments,
but
where
it wasn't like a
damn.
thriller. But
Yeah.
it wasn't like, we need to get like yo, we got to do this and like, it wasn't. It was like that, but it wasn't like back to back to back to back. Like, it was.
It wasn't like
Uncut Gems.
Yeah.
Like, but I don't know. I mean, they have the da 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 da, like the George Lopez.
Oh,
They got him in it. And he called Batman a fascist, and
that was fucking stupid. I don't understand why they put that. And it was supposed to be like a joke.
Yeah.
In theater, and everybody would just sign. Everybody's like, "Yo, what the fuck?"
I mean, I guess Snyderverse Batman is kind of fascist, but like, I'm like, I don't know. Like, when I saw Batman, I didn't immediately think fascist, but I don't know. I feel like, I don't know.
I don't know why. What's also weird is it looks like it's geared towards kids and families, this movie.
Yeah.
And it was just weird why they would even include a line like that, you know? And especially in the trailer. That's not really good marketing either.
I mean, yeah.
It's a dog shit joke.
Yeah.
It's terrible. And it's like it's supposed to be like a one-liner for George Lopez.
Yeah.
For me, it just looks like a Cartoon Network original movie. It looks like Ben 10 Race Against Time from
Low
like
key.
2007.
Low key.
Like
and Ben 10 is a great show.
Yeah, that's
just
fine.
let me be clear.
Yeah.
It's, I mean, like,
It's not bad because it's not just bad because of the CGI, but it's the cinematography looks like goofy. It just doesn't complement the movie at all. It doesn't complement anything. It just looks bad.
I mean, it could have been that because we were seeing it in one of the biggest screens in the country, that it looked really, like, low quality. But, I mean, was it filmed for IMAX? Was it filmed for Dolby? Like, what?
It filmed for IMAX, but it looks the same on the phones and like watching on my TV. And stuff
okay,
like that.
yeah, because it looked really grainy. From like what I was seeing. And
I mean, on that's different. But I'm saying just in general, like the colors are not nice. I don't like just the way the entire thing looks. And then somebody was making a comparison online, was that it kind of steals from a lot of the modern day superhero movies where there's this scene where he's falling and he lands right before the ground. That was from the first Shazam. They had that scene where he's like, you think he's some bougie rich guy in the beginning of the trailer, and then he's just one of the workers, one of the people
He's
that's
a
cleaning
pool
the
boy.
floor. Yeah, he's a pool boy. And Shang-Chi did that in its opening scene where like you think he's the guy getting out of like the sports car, but he's just the one parking it. There was a lot of comparisons to a bunch of other superhero movies. I mean, there's not necessarily anything wrong with that, but it's so apparent that there's nothing original here. I feel like we're gonna get a run-of-the-mill like superhero. This is just gonna be an excuse for
another
parents.
origin story.
Yeah, it's just gonna be another excuse for their parents to take out their kids on the weekend to just see some shit and occupy their time. But like, it's not gonna be anything special.
I mean, are you even going to talk about fascism on the family's night out? I mean, I don't know. I mean, yeah, I don't think so. Someone's going to be in the audience like, Daddy, what does fascist mean? And
Yeah, that's going to be a
conversation.
It's going to be clipped. Regarding like everything else, but like the way it looks and the way it seems, I think the suit looks fine. It's comic accurate. It doesn't look. I think that was the only CGI part of the entire trailer that looked decent.
I mean, just make it more practical, man. Like, like
the shot where he's in space looked pretty cool. Like the shot where he's out of the Earth and he sees like the whole landscape of the Earth.
No, that shit.
That looked clean. That was like Man of Steel level. Like,
gotcha.
It looked good. But yeah, it's geared towards more kids.
I don't know. Like, I'm preparing for disappointment, so maybe because mentally I'm preparing for disappointment. Maybe they're like the marketing is like, okay, make this look shitty, so that way when people go into the audience, they think it's good because their expectations are so low. But I mean,
looks like Spy Kids, bro. It looks like Robert Rodriguez.
I'd rather Spy Kids, like, you know what you're getting, and it's always entertaining. And
it's a different vibe because it's also Robert Rodriguez. But another thing, when I say it looks like directed by Robert Rodriguez, I mean like Spy Kids type of like cinematography, type of comedy, that stuff. He's made other amazing films. But yeah, it looks very similar to that. Do you think that this is part of the new James Gunn DCU? I think this was like planned before.
I don't think so yet. I think maybe the Gunverse. So the Gunverse is probably the Gunverse. The Gunverse is probably. I don't know. It's because of the Snyderverse, that type of shit. Okay, the James Gunn era.
It's called the Snyderverse because he sort of took over most of that DCU in terms of like directing the films and stuff like that.
I guess I don't think Blue Beetle's a part of it. I know that. I fuck with Blue Beetle from Batman Brave and the Bold. Mainly how I know a lot of these DC characters, because that show was gas.
I knew him from Injustice.
Gotcha.
The first Injustice.
Gotcha. I didn't really play the video game because it was a fighting game. I
remember I just watched because I was like 10.
Oh, so yeah, the clips were crazy.
I watched the movie. Yeah, it was like 2 hours and 30 minutes, and I just watched the entire thing one day.
The supercut. But, like, I don't know. Peacemaker, great, right? Certified.
Because it's James Gunn. That was he was in control of that. He's very good with an ensemble cast.
Yeah, the Suicide Squad, great. Yeah, people didn't like it because Suicide Squad 1 was shitty.
That was a perfect, like, DC movie that I've seen.
Word.
That was one of the most perfect DC movies I've seen in a long time. That shit was... A lot of people... There was some people who didn't like it, and I remember I saw Karsten Runquist gave it like 2 stars, and I was like so confused. Like, how do people not fucking loving this shit? This is everything you would want from a Suicide Squad movie. Like the cinematography looked great, the characters were great, there was such great character development, and it was incredible.
Yeah, and motherfuckers died. Motherfuckers got
killed.
It
was an actual Suicide Squad. There were characters actually dying in that movie. But one thing that confuses me though is why are they releasing Blue Beetle but not Batgirl? Because if I'm gonna be honest, there's no way that either it was as good as Blue Beetle or better. I don't think it could have been worse than this. There's no way with Brendan Fraser on board as Firefly, and then how much money they spent on that movie too. Like, there's no way that was worse than Blue Beetle.
It's some weird tax stuff that I don't know about, but it's like ridiculous. Like,
no, I heard about that. Yeah, it was a tax write-off, basically.
Yeah, like what Warner's been doing, like with HBO Max, they've been removing a lot of cartoons from HBO Max. This is unrelated to Blue. Like, I guess it is related because Batgirl, but they've just been like shelving a bunch of things that are good. Like, they've just been. I don't know.
No, the reason that is I remember watching a video on this a while ago when I believe one of the owners or like the CEO of like Discovery was like took over Warner Bros. or like was in charge of like the films or DC or something he had to do with it, and they were talking about how that guy, like when you watch the Discovery Channel, it's like everything's like a very low profit like show. Like, they're not spending a lot of money because a lot of the shows on the Discovery Channel are real life.
Yeah,
so you just get like a couple cameramen, put them on a boat, and watch motherfuckers suffer trying to catch crabs. You know what I mean? Like, that's literally what the guy is about. So he was very much like, we're gonna cut whatever like costs we can. So he's very much, he's not thinking about the creative side. He's very much business oriented.
They're destroying the HBO brand. I feel like
I mean, it's not HBO because
Warner, HBO,
they have a partnership,
Discovery.
I believe. But HBO's under Discovery. I don't think
HBO Max has all the Warner Brothers stuff. They're using HBO,
but HBO's separate. I feel like there's a partnership.
So I guess it's kind of like Warner Brothers Discovery owns HBO, but they allow HBO to do their own thing to an extent. But they're leveraging the HBO brand. Pardon. They're leveraging the HBO brand to like get people to buy the HBO Max subscription, right?
Yeah. So they had. Yeah, Warner Media launched HBO Max. So HBO's under Warner Brothers. I didn't know that. I thought HBO was its own separate thing. I didn't know that. They closed in last year a $43 billion merger.
Yeah.
With Discovery. I didn't know it was that. Oh, wow. I didn't.
Yeah, because it's like when you think HBO, you think premium TV. You think Sopranos. You think Game of Thrones. You think Euphoria. You think
I mean, you do think Euphoria, but the quality of that show, Jesus Christ.
Like you you think, okay, season 1 Euphoria.
Season 1's amazing.
And by like attaching all of these things to HBO, like what even is HBO anymore? Like actually, like what is it? I can't say it's premium TV anymore because when you go on HBO Max, you have a bunch of doo-doo tier quality content.
I mean, I wouldn't say that. It's more so in terms of the movies. We got on HBO, we still have Succession, which is doing numbers.
Yeah.
You know, it's a great show. It's on its final season. We have House of Dragons that started last August.
I did not peep it.
I mean, I haven't watched
I need to read
Game
the
of Thrones.
books.
I watched like the first season of Game of Thrones and half of season 2 wasn't my thing. I'll have to finish it. It was such a cultural phenomenon.
I need to read it. That's like Benzion, a bunch of other people who have read it have said, yeah, you need to read it because of how much they fumbled in the last couple of seasons. So just off that, like I feel like I can't watch it if I know that it's going to be horrible. Mm-hmm. Or, well, not horrible, but it's just not going to live up to its own standards. Because, I mean, Game of Thrones is supposed to be one of the greatest sagas of all time so far, you know, release it.
Yeah.
But, like...
Yeah. I feel like, but HBO, one thing I appreciate about HBO is they're not afraid to cut off what really doesn't work. Like, I remember Gossip Girl was doing well on the streaming platform. Like, people were watching it, but they purely canceled it because it was trash. Like, they just knew it wasn't good stuff. I think they were, like, in their second season. And I remember because they were filming in downtown Manhattan, some of the episodes. I mean, most of it is filmed there because it's in New York.
Yeah.
But
Sex in the City as well.
Yeah.
They're HBO.
Oh,
right?
and just
yeah,
like
that shit is a fucking cultural friend. My mom, like, when I was a little kid, she had, like, the box set of Sex in the City. Like, it was a special...
Yeah, my mom, too. That was...
Yeah, that... And they're making new ones. My godfather told me they were actually filming... They booked a club that he is like neighbors with in like that part of Manhattan, and they shot one shot. They used one shot of just one of the main actresses walking down the stairs, and like so many like were trying to just like see that actress.
It was
like,
Sarah Jessica Parker. Probably.
Yeah, they were like like there's a certain level of stardom. I mean, I don't watch.
It was early 2000s. That was when like The Sopranos was happening, The Wire, all these huge cultural shows were coming out around that time, like the late 90s. The TV was big back then. Like that was big. That was when they had cable. They didn't have streaming platforms like they do now. So like when a show was premiering, it was like everybody would sit down like nationwide.
Yeah, like
to
a
watch
group
that
thing.
shit. Yeah. That's what also how I feel like we can talk about that in like a future episode actually, because it's one of the things that pisses me off about streaming is I kind of like I have a love-hate relationship with like the binge
I hate it.
Like with the
I hate it.
binge culture. So
yeah.
But it's just something more enjoyable about sitting down once a week, you watch one episode, you're not like stressed out like, oh, but the whole show's out, like I want to get it done, cuz some people don't have time to sit down for 8 hours and watch that shit. It's mostly kids and teenagers. That's why shows like Outer Banks are so successful, and like You and stuff like on Netflix, because it's mostly teenagers watching that, and they're in high school. They binge watch everything in one night. You know, like that's how I used to be. I know when Stranger Things was coming out, I finished in a day.
That was, off topic, but when you said You, I got like some PTSD. Like when I'm online or something, people are like, "Yo, you look like the dude.
You look like
You."
Joe.
I'm like, I am not a serial killer, miss. I do not want to be compared to a serial killer.
They greased that character in the new season. They made him terrible. It's because it was like off topic, but yeah, just a quick thing about You. They sort of made his character go fully insane in season 4, and I don't like that, because it was the sort of thing where like he's a terrible person, but he's not actually like crazy. He's just he has a lot of like issues.
So he went full irrational.
Like he has DID in the 4th season.
Okay.
Dissociative identity disorder.
Okay, so he went full throttle.
Yeah, he went like full Fight Club.
I might need to peep You. It's just,
It's I think the first 3 seasons are great. Season 4 it's like the twist is cool and all. Like it's really intense, but like the first half of that season is boring as hell. Nothing happens, and it doesn't warrant like it. Whatever happens later, it's just undeserved, because you don't give a crap about any of the other characters.
Gotcha.
So yeah. Netflix hasn't been doing well in terms of their shows. They're doing good in numbers because people will watch it regardless.
Yeah, Netflix, that password sharing shit. My grandma in Puerto Rico about to be out of an account. Like, what's up with y'all? Like, my grandma in Puerto Rico that we have had, we rented the DVDs from you. One of my fondest childhood memories is renting out the Sonic OVA DVD from you guys, because that shit was gas. Like, I don't know. Netflix, y'all got to figure your stuff out. It's disappointing.
A lot of these streaming services have to figure their stuff out. But the only thing I'm looking forward to these days is like, Mandalorian. I'm like struggling to keep up with it because it's not that good anymore, in my opinion. Like the first 2 episodes have been kind of. I think the production design is 10 times better than it's ever been. And it looks incredible.
It's crazy how. My fault.
That's fine. So, like, the only reason, like, I can really sit through is because it's like you feast your eyes on the visuals. But yeah, you can say what you want.
I mean, same thing. It's just crazy how Mandalorian, one episode of The Mandalorian has better CGI than an entire Marvel movie.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
Like,
no.
Like Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. I was looking forward to it because I was expecting a movie that would like the quantum realm. Like, that's a very promising premise, but really it was just bootleg fucking Star Wars. And
you were expecting a movie, and it wasn't a movie.
Yeah, it was.
It was literally not a movie.
It was bootleg Star Wars with worse production value. Like, all right, that movie is done, dead in the water. It's in the past now.
Yeah, we gotta stop. It's always we always like come back to the MCU, but it's like I said this before in another episode, but like it's so dominant in the movie theaters and stuff like that. Like, even if they're terrible, people will show up, and I feel like it's starting to die down, because even Ant-Man only made like 100 mil, which is low.
100 mil is dying. That's like insane to me. Like,
I mean, from Marvel, it's dying because they usually push upwards of 150. Yeah. Like Doctor Strange, I think made like 170, 160.
That was a pretty good
movie because Sam Raimi directed it, but it's like. I remember I forgot that woman who got in trouble with Marvel. She said like, "Oh,
Gina Carano or
no. That's Star Wars."
Okay.
Some CEO of Marvel. She's like, "The directors don't direct the movie. We direct the movies. Marvel directs the movies." And I was like, "So you just proved my point. You just admitted that you guys are literally stealing all the creativity from these filmmakers."
I think it's from. I'm not as educated on this, but like from what I'm aware of in like TV. Directors are more like tradesmen and less they have less of a creative role, and it's more so the producers that make the like the showrunner or the producer will be the ones to make the creative decisions. Though don't quote me on this. I'm not sure. I'm 20. I have not been in a writer's room. I have not been in a long running TV set.
I think it's also Kevin Feige saying like these things need to happen so this can happen, because he planned out the next 10 years of the MCU.
Yeah.
But it's the sort of thing where like here's where I would say it would be okay if he's like, all right, make your movie, but like say these 1 to 3 things need to happen in the movie to set up this, because what I feel like Kevin Feige does is he makes changes that alter the entire story and integrity of the narrative that the director is trying to convey. You know,
these movies need more consequences in them. Like,
yeah,
like Ant-Man can't give like foreshadowing that he will have consequences. There need to be consequences. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to see 5 years from now Ant-Man doing something in the Quantumania and then he's like, oh my god, I screwed up, guys. Like,
yeah, no,
come on, bruh. Anyways, yeah.
But one thing I'm excited for, there's Deadpool 3, which I'm looking
Yes,
forward to.
sir.
That's the only thing I'm looking forward to right now is Guardians Volume 3 and Deadpool 3.
Sequels, but
And-
gas sequels.
Yeah. Sean, I believe Sean Levi or something like that. His name is. He made Free Guy last year's The Adam Project, which I didn't like, but I like Free Guy. They just casted Matthew McFadyen in the movie. He's from Succession. He plays Tom. He's amazing. All we need is Roman Roy to be in it, who's also in Scott Pilgrim. Something happened with the audio. We're back on track now, but yeah. Matthew McFadyen, he's in Succession. I love him. He's great. He's British, and he's doing an amazing American accent for all these seasons of Succession. It's mad impressive.
He's the one who plays Wallace in Scott Pilgrim's roommate.
No, that's what is it?
So Roman is the taller one in Succession.
He's Macaulay Culkin's brother. Yeah, he's
the taller one.
He's the shorter one. He's Roman Roy. I can show you a picture.
Okay.
But and when I was regarding his accent, just like he has this specific Chad accent in the show. Like it's great. Yeah, that's Roman Roy.
Okay.
Tom from Succession. This is how he looks like. That's Tom.
Oh, he's the one who married into the family.
Yeah,
okay.
but he's one of the goated characters of the show. He's amazing.
I'm season 1, episode 5 or 6.
So. He'll catch up. You'll get into it. It's a great show.
I mean, I do need to.
But yeah, I feel like he definitely fits the type of humor that Deadpool has. He's gonna be. He has that perfect type of sarcastic like behavior, in the show. Like it just fits. But damn, would it be awesome to have? I believe it's Kieran Culkin. Yeah, it would be awesome to also have him in Deadpool. That shit would be funny as hell. I keep because there's 3 Culkin brothers. There's 3 of them. So like I think it's Macaulay Culkin, Kieran Culkin, and Rory Culkin. But yeah, Jesus Christ, that whole audio thing just forever scrambled everything, bro.
So I mean, it's just I love Deadpool. Like I've seen Deadpool is just a great movie. Like you go in, it's great. Like Deadpool single-handedly saves the January-February months from like the doo-doo poo-poo movies that are coming out. Like I've seen it with my godfather. My godfather saw the first one. He saw the second one. I saw it with him in Germany when I went with him when I was like 16. Like that's how much that's how much the movie has meaning to me, and that's how good it is. That I'll be on vacation, I'll see the movie just because I know I'll go in. It was the second time I saw it. I know I'll go in and it'll be gas and I'll die laughing. Like I pray that they have the R rating for the new one. I'm not sure.
It's R.
It's R. Okay,
I'm keeping it up. They're not gonna do that.
I'm really glad that they keep the R rating because that's part of the heart of Deadpool. Like the gore, the comedy, just being able to not have a filter.
They made a PG-13 Deadpool that same year. It was like shorter too, I believe the movie was, because they cut out mad.
It was like Deadpool Christmas or something.
Yeah, something like that. Twice Upon a Deadpool or some shit like
something
that.
Like that. Yeah.
But yeah, and speaking of Kieran Culkin, also he's returning along with the entire cast for Scott Pilgrim. They're making an anime version of it on Netflix, so that's exciting.
I'm pretty excited. Yeah.
I wonder if Edgar Wright is involved in it at all because he posted about it.
I think he. I mean, he has to be if he direct. Like, if it wasn't for Edgar Wright, I don't think Scott Pilgrim would be as as known as it is.
Every time something is put to film, it reaches a way broader audience.
I mean, especially in the case of Scott Pilgrim. Like when I was in elementary school, people were reading the Scott Pilgrim books, And then the movie came out, and that it was certified classic. I was renting it on Netflix DVD.
It bombed,
I was watching that. I mean, it bombed.
That's why it's a cult classic, because it literally did terrible in the box office, but it's such a like universally loved movie.
I mean, I also wasn't old enough to walk into the theater and pay for a ticket, so that's partially why. I remember I saw the the Dolby re-release, and that was gas.
Also, I wouldn't say universally. Actually, I take that back. That's a stretch. It's not like the fucking Godfather. I'm not saying that, but you know what I mean. Like I said, it's universally.
I'm gonna make a deal you can't refuse. So in terms of the studio making it, I forgot the name of the studio. If you remember,
it was Science Saru.
Science Saru. Okay, so that studio, they made Night is Short, Walk Along Girl, gas movie, HBO Max. You need to see it. They made Ping Pong the anime, one of the best, most unique, and most stylized animes I've ever seen in my entire life. It's an amazing anime. 11 episodes. Just every episode is a banger. It's so passionate. They've made Inuo. I haven't seen that movie, but I've heard high praises of that movie. And I mean, all I can say about that studio is they aren't the biggest animation studio, but everything that they've done that I've noticed and seen is just excellent. And I feel like for Scott Pilgrim, for this type of show, having this studio attached to it, animating the show, just means that whatever you're going to see is just going to be, I don't know, I guess like peak excellent. And I just fully trust that I completely trust the people who are making the Scott Pilgrim anime to deliver something amazing.
They probably have a real passion for it. You know what I mean? That's probably where the whole thing started. But how anime do you think it'll look? Because there's a style to the comics.
Very anime.
No, but you know what I mean? Like, there's a style to the comics.
If it wasn't Scott Pilgrim, you wouldn't watch it. That's how anime it'll look.
How does their animation style? How's their animation style?
Well, their animation style is unique from each property that they've made. Like Night is Short, Walk Along Girl does not look like Ping Pong.
Yeah, maybe it'll look like the comics, or maybe
it'll look like the comics for sure, I think.
Oh, that's actually sick.
Yeah, it'll look like. Oh, did they also do? Can you scroll up a little bit? Okay, so they also did. It's this show. I haven't finished it. I believe it's called. Click on that woman right there. This one. Damn, they don't have it. It's an anime. Keep Your Hands Off Isaacin. That is an excellent show. I hadn't finished it. Kind of the pandemic happened. I need to get back on that, but it's just. I can't stress enough how amazing. It's like if you got let's see, like Martin Scorsese, or if you got, it's basically if you hired Edgar Wright, Martin Scorsese, or any the best directors that you could hire. That's the equivalent that I would say for this.
I mean, there's also, with this property, there's a lot of creative opportunities.
Yes.
A lot of creative opportunities in terms of the fights.
Yeah, they can change the story.
The whole thing, yeah. Do you think it's going to be a limited series, or do you think they might stretch it?
I'm under the impression that it's going to be full core, so that's going to be 24 episodes, 23 episodes. I mean, I
think it's going to be like one season, though.
One season. They have if they have 10 volumes, 11 I think they have 12 volumes of the manga or the comic book. And I think that means that they have enough plot or length to be able to produce one whole season. Because one episode of anime is roughly 3 to 4 chapters, and one volume, depending on the length, is roughly 8 to 10 chapters. So that means, if you math it out, they have enough for 20 to 24 episodes.
Yeah, for sure. I think they do. Yeah. All right. And then, speaking of also animations, we mentioned before, we saw the Super Mario Brothers movie.
We ain't in Brooklyn anymore, Luigi.
That was so weird, but it was kind of cool seeing that origin. But yeah, so we watched the Super Mario Brothers movie at Lincoln in the IMAX at midnight last night. There was a midnight screening.
Mad heads.
It was packed. There was a dude dressed up as Toad behind me. Like there was a lot of fans. Like everybody had the mystery box or like
the box with the question mark on it.
Yeah, everybody had the popcorn bucket with that on it. Everybody was mad hype. Everybody was going wahoo! Like before the fucking movie began, everybody was just screaming that in the theater. But yeah, it was lots of fun. It was exactly what I expected it to be. I was there to feast my eyes on the animation. You know, it's senseless fun. Like, you're not there to fucking dissect the cinematography and the themes and, like, all this. Like, bro, it's the Super Mario Brothers movie.
The themes are present.
You know, you're there to have fun. And I had fun. So
I did as well.
It got the job done. I thought the animation was gorgeous.
Yes.
The animation is so impressive. I'm very impressed with how far Illumination has come in terms of animation because they've just got better and better and better, and I feel like they really got to show how good they are at animating with this movie because the color palettes, the different character layouts stuff or whatever, like
character designs
and stuff like that. Yeah, it was incredible, and they were loyal to how they looked originally. It wasn't like when Sonic the Hedgehog they first released the character design. And he looked
awkward.
Yeah. That was terrible, but it was such a great meme. Yeah, but I'm happy they fixed that. See that, so they stuck to the character designs, the original character designs. But yeah, what did you think of it?
I thought it was pretty good. Like I was at work and I opened Twitter and then I saw 47% Rotten Tomatoes critic score, and I was like, this doesn't make sense. Like I haven't seen the trailer, but I have faith in Nintendo that they don't want their brand tarnished, so they wouldn't allow something low quality, unenjoyable to be released. Especially after the Mario 1993 fiasco.
Where Nintendo was like, we're not doing this ever again. We're not making a Super Mario.
Like that's why a lot of Japanese companies won't let American companies touch their material. Like Mario 1993, Dragon Ball Evolution, Death Note. Because for some reason, like Western, they just want to fuck it up. Like it plain and simply.
I don't understand who is hiring these idiots to make like the shit that they're making. Like it doesn't make any sense to me.
Americans won't understand the cultural references. Like,
hey, but you gotta watch Minions: Rise of Gru now because
I don't need to see that.
They got a higher Rotten Tomatoes score than the Super Mario Brothers movie. It has a 72%, I believe, on Rotten Tomatoes, and the Super Mario Brothers movie has like a 57. So you gotta peep. You gotta peep and compare.
I guess I do, but it's just
come on. Benzion bought you the 4K.
Yeah, as a joke because he knows that I didn't.
No, but like you gotta watch it. It's obligatory.
Okay, here's the background. Dom called me one time and said, "Yo, Paul, you out to Dominion, right?" And I was like,
I texted you, and you completely misread it.
And I was like, "No, I'm not trying to see the Minions movie." And he meant Jurassic World Dominion, not Minions: Rise of Gru. But because I didn't give a fuck about either of the two movies, I just boxed them together, right? Because Dominion, Minion. You know, they go B-Do. I'm like, oh, so Do Minion, like, you know, like some kind of wordplay or some shit like that. Both movies, well, Jurassic World Dominion, trash. Garbage, almost gave me motion sickness. And I don't be getting motion sickness.
I mean, bro, the Minions was like a cultural phenomenon last July. Like when people were pulling up with suits to the theaters and stuff.
Yeah, because they knew the movie was going to be a poo-poo tier movie. So
but like I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like for the Super Mario Brothers movie and like Minions, like obviously Minions we went earlier in the day, so there's gonna be a lot of kids there, granted. But like, bro, we were at a Super Mario Brothers movie, and 90% of the audience was grown men.
Yeah,
like that was insane. Like it was so it's crazy.
I was in the elevator and people were cracking jokes. Like a guy was like, "Okay, would you be safe to say that this is a Mario Party?" And, like, you know, a bit corny, but, like, word, you know, we're all hyped for the movie. I'm gonna let it slide, like...
Oh, my God. the fucking jokes were insane.
But, yeah, the movie is gas. Like, Peach like great character. I love what they did with her. They didn't make her a damsel in distress, which in the video games, right, in some of the early ones, she's always getting captured by Bowser and stuff. But there are some video games that actually let her shine. If I'm remembering from my childhood, they had like a Super Princess Peach game where she actually saves Mario. So Mario isn't like some like badass like superhero in the movie. He's like, I'd say, weaker than Peach, but he stands his own, right? He's like Luigi is Luigi, Luigi's Mansion. He's a scared character. It's just
they referenced that also in the movie.
Yeah, like it's just wonderful move. Jack Black killed it.
I thought, Jack Black as Bowser was amazing.
Killed it.
Just crazy good. Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong was pretty dope.
I liked it.
It was good because they kind of made fun of the fact that it's Seth Rogen playing Donkey Kong. Yeah. It fits though. It fits. I feel like if you imagine Donkey Kong, like he would probably laugh like that. I'm not gonna lie. He would probably have the Seth Rogen laugh. But the funny, but they did it like 2 or 3 times, and he was like,
it grows on you. But Chris Pratt as Mario, I had to get used to it.
He was fine.
He was fine. It's just, did they need to I feel like Mario could.
I couldn't listen to Luigi. Like I couldn't listen to that for an hour and a half. That's ridiculous.
Yeah,
like, he had an Italian accent
from
where the whole family was talking like, what are you talking about? Like they were just doing all the mannerisms and shit. He was fine. He did his job. I feel like he didn't deserve the amount of hate that he got for being cast as Mario. I never, like, when they said Chris Pratt is voicing Mario, and then the whole internet went buck wild. I was like,
bro,
what the fuck is going on?
I mean, it's like, Chris Pratt was like, oh, Mario, he stomps on Goombas. I'm like, huh? But like, he didn't fuck it up. I'll say he didn't fuck it up. So it didn't
match the character.
Yeah.
Like it just matched to like the
way
they
made it work, and it worked.
Yeah. Toad was also a standout.
Keegan-Michael Key.
Yeah,
yes,
was
sir.
Great. The movie had a great pacing. I was watching
crazy pacing.
Yeah,
pacing was crazy.
Chris Tuckman talked about it too. Like the moment, the Mario Karts, or the moment like you meet Donkey Kong, from then on, like the movie like just goes up, and it was fine. Everything before it, I was entertained. I wasn't ever bored during the movie either. And once you get into like the Donkey Kong fight, the Mario Kart scene was incredible. Like watching that, it was incredible. The creativity that went on in the battle with it's fucking insane. And the final fight was good. They took it back to Brooklyn.
They should have went to the Bronx. Okay, they were blowing up Dumbo. Like, can we not do that?
They were literally blowing up Dumbo. They were brawling in Brooklyn, bro. Why couldn't there be a brawl in the Bronx, bro? Why couldn't y'all just
rumble in the Bronx, baby?
Rumble in the Bronx.
Bowser is not gonna be able to walk more than 5 steps in the Bronx, bro. He's getting cooked. Easy, bro. They don't need a superstar, bro. They're gonna light him up. They gonna light him up, bruh.
They should have went to Staten Island, bro. Just eliminate.
Okay,
Staten
you know what
Island.
Word? Eliminate Staten Island.
They should have went to Staten Island. Just eliminate Staten Island from the fucking 5 boroughs, bro.
What do you mean? We only have 4.
It doesn't exist. Oh man, but another thing I loved was even though I didn't play Super Mario Brothers like crazy like that. The nostalgia was great. A lot of the references. Diddy Kong was in the movie. Who else? They referenced. There was like Yoshi.
Yeah.
Like the species.
Yeah, the
Yoshi.
Yoshis. They went to Yoshi's Island for a little bit.
Yeah, they revealed him in the post-credits scene. The egg. They didn't show Yoshi, but like they showed the egg. So they're probably gonna make another movie. This is gonna be the most predicted, like box office wise. The prediction is it's gonna make 125 million in its opening weekend. Obviously, it's a kids movie. It's gonna make a lot of bread. It's a big IP, but yeah, I'm happy that it's gonna be successful, which means we'll get more Super Mario Brothers content. They're more likely now to probably make maybe a Metroid Prime movie or Star Fox.
If they make a Metroid movie, I will be there. If they make a Star Fox movie, I will be there.
This is gonna give them a lot more confidence and like, putting out their IPs.
I wonder.
But I heard you told me that Nintendo was like, when they first saw the original cut of the movie, they were like,
Yeah, bro,
is
like CEO, like I think Miyamoto, like allegedly like saw the movie, the first cut that they did, and then he was like, yeah, nah. And so they had to go back and cook it again. And I am very glad they went back and cooked it again because they didn't have a Sonic fiasco
I
with
didn't
the
even
trailer
see,
drop.
Nobody. They didn't even show like what it looked like.
Yeah,
Beforehand.
because that's they were like, we cannot let people see this. We need to have it. We need to put it back in the oven. And if I'm being honest, I mean, I'm not sure. Like
They did good. They did a good enough job, in my opinion. I feel like they did their job. They did what they needed.
I feel like the Nintendo supervision is what allowed the Mario movie to succeed, and I feel like I mentioned this earlier with how American companies destroy Japanese IPs when they
Yeah.
release it for the West.
Numerous
This is so Nintendo had very good reason to send it back to the kitchen, right? And they succeeded. They made a good movie, a movie that people will see and people will enjoy. So I'm not sure why it's rotten on Rotten Tomatoes.
Why can't Naughty Dog be like that, man? Why they had to make Uncharted, bro? Why they had to make Uncharted?
It was more
Why
Sony.
can't
It was Sony. Not
yeah, but
Naughty
Naughty
Dog.
Dog is like they're the game company that designed
Yeah.
Uncharted. You know. Well, is Nintendo? So Nintendo's just its own.
Nintendo
It's its own thing,
Nintendo is completely private. Like I don't know if they're on the stock market. They might be on the stock market, but they have
They
like
definitely are. I think
they probably like Nintendo is very they don't allow like outsiders to influence their company. Like they're very tight. Like they're like their company is like a family. At least they want to portray it that way. They do have issues when it comes to overwork, right? But that's something in the games industry, and that's also something that can be said about Japan in terms of their business culture.
Yeah.
And that's an entirely different discussion I'm not qualified to have.
But yeah. So overall, I think I'm excited. I'm definitely excited to see another Super Mario Brothers movie. Hopefully, in
I
IMAX.
will be there.
I wanna see it in IMAX enhanced. I mean, watching the movie makes me think like, yo, should I just crack open the Wii again, and just start playing Super Mario Brothers?
Low key, I felt like that Mario propaganda is gas. Bro.
It was like after I watched Air, like, yo, I want to buy Jordans now. Like I haven't bought a pair of Jordans in a while.
I guess that's everything this week, right? Unless I'm missing something.
That's everything this week. Yeah. So big ups to Illumination. Y'all did a good job. Yeah. Hopefully we'll see it soon. I'm guessing in like 2 years they'll drop another one. They drop these things out like hotcakes. Like this.
Yeah.
It's like,
Oh yeah, no fart jokes in the Mario movie. So thank you, Nintendo.
There's actually some pretty intense adult humor in some of the moments. There's like a star character. You'll see if you guys watch.
Oh yeah, that star character, I liked it. Benzion made sure to tell me to talk about it. Star character, good character. We gonna see it. It hints at Super Mario Galaxy. So
yeah,
in terms
that's what it. Yeah,
in terms of sequels, that means I'm just thinking of the animation. If they end up doing a Super Mario Galaxy movie,
they could literally just call it Super Mario Galaxy.
yeah, like it's gonna be in like I guess the Super Mario Bros. Movie. Look,
We'll see. But yeah,
the future is bright.
yeah, it looks good. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. That's a wrap.